many leather-bound books.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Now,
Here's Tom.
Good Saturday morning. You have found Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz. Coming to you live from the Cascades in beautiful Ocala, Florida on a nice, sunshiny day. If you're looking for something to do today, they have the National Wake Surfing Qualifier going on out at Lake Weir. Going to Ocklawaha. Go through the stoplight in Ocklawaha on 25. You'll see some flags advertising some boats. Turn in between those two black flags, and right there, you'll find the national qualifier for wake surfing going on at Lake Weir today. They'll have the guys from Eaton's Beach will be out there cooking some food now. It's a good time. So if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday, on a beautiful Saturday, there's something to do. The national qualifier for wake surfing out at Lake Weir. We were out there yesterday. Tom Ingram was gracious enough to allow us to broadcast from his house. JJ LaSalva joins me now. And JJ, you really missed it. It was sort of like a grotto. He had the
I saw the pictures on Twitter.
Saltwater pool and hot tub.
Saltwater pool, huh?
Saltwater pool.
Like a normal size pool.
No, it's a little bger than normal size.
With saltwater.
Yeah, with saltwater.
Why? I don't like.
Saltwater's so much better for you. It's better to keep. It's easier to maintain.
Right. I just feel like getting your eyes. Getting your
chlorine is bleach,
chlorine,
and that gets in
right.
your eyes. Okay, let's remember what they put in pools. Chlorine. That's what they make bleach out of.
There's a reason every time I get out, I feel my eyes burning.
There's a reason that your swim trunks that were had nice color to them 2 seasons ago, maybe a little faded now because you've been in the pool. So if you're looking for something to do, it's a national qualifier for wake surfing. And it's really cool. They get out there and the boat pulls them up, JJ, and you would think that they, hold the rope. No, they drop the rope, and then they surfed the crest of the wake, just like they would surf a wave at the beach. But this wave never goes away because it's the wake of the boat, so they can stay up and surf for a long time.
Right.
So it's actually very cool. So if you got that to do. And the reason you might have that to do is because there's no NBA anymore. The NBA, done, over. David Stern is retiring. The NBA is no more. They'll never play another game.
This is his last. That was his last.
The last time he gave out the golden ball.
Good riddance.
But
when he took over, wasn't 1984 or something? Wasn't the NBA kind of?
Not yet. 1983 or something. It was Magic and Michael Magic had been in the league for 4 years. Michael was just coming in the league. He saw it through the golden era of prosperity, where it went from being the third sport to the second sport.
It's not the second sport.
No, it was for a while.
Oh.
It's not now again. No. But it was for a while. With Michael, no.
Yeah.
When you had the whole, during the middle 90s, when you had what people perceived as the thug element in basketball. Remember, people hated.
Well, that's
Allen
when they
Iverson.
started having the long pants.
Right. People hated Allen Iverson and blamed him for all of that. It's when Latrell Sprewell choked his coach.
Yes. Oh, there was a lot of that going on.
NBA, and it was a transition, I believe, during that time. Excuse me. I believe during that time is when it became a players' league. When the money started getting so much that players thought it was okay to put their hands on their coaches
Yes.
and not face serious repercussions. Everybody says Latrell Sprewell faced serious repercussions. He still played in the league after that.
Yeah. His career was not over.
Right. And that's when I believe it switched to a players' league. And I'm going to tell you that I got a problem with the players' league, and I'll tell you why later in the show. But what I don't have a problem with, LeBron James. LeBron James wins the Finals MVP as the Miami Heat defeat the San Antonio Spurs in 7 games. And let's be honest, JJ, about this finals. It was kind of like a boxing match.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why. The first round, game 1, both of them came out swinging. Hit each other with a couple good blows. We're like, whoa, hey, maybe I ought to take a little time off. And so then they went games 2, 3, 4, and 5. They went back and forth. Those games were not good games because they were never in doubt. You never thought one team or the other. You always knew who was going to win each of those games, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It was not in doubt. It wasn't that big a deal. Then in game 6, they said, somebody in their corner said, hey, you got to win this next round or you're going to lose the fight. So in game 6, they started throwing haymakers again.
Yes.
And in game 7, on a technical knockout, it wasn't a knockout. I'm going to give them a TKO. The Miami Heat.
I would just give him a decision.
Maybe. You may be right. It may be we may have had to go to the
Split.
scorecards. But everybody's talking, Buddy talked about it. We talked about it yesterday about how great a game 6 and 7 it was. And people are saying how great this series was. It wasn't that good of a 7-game series. 4 of the 7 games were blowouts that were pretty much never in doubt on who was going to win the basketball game.
Right.
But game 6 and 7 were so good and so, I dare say the word epic, but that
Game 1 was great, too.
game 1 was the same way.
We just had to wait a really long time.
But we definitely saw the 2 best teams in the NBA.
Can't argue with that.
Everybody said that Miami was definitely the best team in the NBA. They had a 27-game winning streak.
They have the best player.
They had the best player on the planet.
They didn't lose consecutive games since December.
Right. So that was, but there was a lot of speculation on who the best team in the West was. I didn't think San Antonio would get out of round 1. You thought the Memphis Grizzlies were the team to beat in the West.
They got
Tom
swept.
James, even if the Lakers finished with the worst record in basketball, he'd still think they were the team to beat. But San Antonio proved that a bunch of geriatric patients can play some basketball. Or at least sometimes. You know who if I'm a San Antonio fan, though, you know who I put the blame on this for? Everybody says, oh, Popovich did this, Popovich. You know who the blame goes to?
LeBron.
A 36-year-old Argentinian who had one good game. Game 5. And he fooled the San Antonio coaching staff into thinking that he was still able to do that.
They did start him that one game. They started him a couple games, but
We're talking about Manu Ginobili here.
when he did start the first game in the series, that they decided to give him a lot more playing time, he went off.
Game 5.
Had a great game. Scored a bunch of points.
Game 7.
Well, game 6, he had 8 turnovers.
Game 7, Game 7, he threw one ball over to the bench. He took his eyes off another pass that he let go through. And there were a couple times when you watched, I DVR'd the game and I've watched it twice now. There's a couple times when if stairs were bullets, Popovich would have been charged for murder. Because he'd have killed Manu Ginobili with those looks.
He's just doesn't have the same ability to dribble into bad spots and kick it out to an open person or dribble out of it anymore.
He's got the ability to dribble to bad spots.
But
He just can't get out of it.
Exactly. He's not the same player as he was. You can't have a point guard having 8 turnovers in a game. When they needed him most...
A backup point guard, too.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
When they needed him most a couple games ago, he throws a bad pass, gets intercepted. He just took it down the baseline, basically just threw the ball behind him.
Right.
And wasn't even looking to where it was going. Ended up right in the Heat player's chest.
The other version of that, Tony Parker did the same thing, but throws it up, and Tim Duncan goes up, gets it, and slams it home.
Right.
But that's because, and people said, oh, did you see that terrible shot Parker took? I think Parker was really actually passing the ball to Tim Duncan. I don't believe he was shooting the basketball. But a great, great Game 7, lived up to the hype. After Game 6, I thought there was no way Game 7 could live up to what Game 6 had set up. I was wrong. Game 7, great game. And I think the American public liked it too, JJ. What's the stats on that?
Yeah, there was a Nielsen rating, which is, of course,
The TV
television ratings of 15.3.
which is a big number.
And it's 26.3 million viewers. At one given time, there was over 30 million viewers watching. This is the second since 1998, which the number one most watched NBA game of all time was Game 6, Bulls
Jordan with the push-off.
versus Utah. Exactly.
Jordan with the push-off and the winning basket. And trust me, I'm a Jordan fan. He should have been called for an offensive foul.
That was Jordan's last game as a Bull. Everybody remembers that. But the Celtics-Lakers Game 7 from 2010, bigger rating. That's the only one besides last night.
Second highest rated NBA Finals game since Michael Jordan left the league. That's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers. You're the second highest rating since Jordan left the league. Who we got on the phone, JJ?
Umatilla.
Umatilla, you're going to check in and tell us how great the Miami Heat are, aren't you?
Oh, Mike Miller and Udonis Haslem, man.
Well, Steve, you had it either way. Whether San Antonio wins or Miami wins, you'd be happy because the Gator was going to win a championship. Because if San Antonio won, Matt Bonner would have won it.
Yeah, thinking about going out there. Maybe some big. You gonna be out there later? That sounds like some fun. Yeah, I know. All the celebs out there yesterday, buddy, hanging out there with the banker and of course my man, the Zucker man. I thought about going out there today, man. You think any celebrities might be out there today, Tom? Lake Weir?
Well, Buddy Martin, the huge celebrity he is, will probably be out there.
You think so, man? Oh Lord, I had to check that thing out this afternoon.
I'm sure Coach Zook will be out there.
Yeah, oh, man, you can't cop that celebrity, man. Well, man, football season just about here. How
many days we got, Steve? How many days we got?
Well, what is it, about 80? I hadn't counted them up.
No. We're in the 60s now, Steve.
He's getting on down there. Yeah, watching about Aaron Hernandez, man. I hope find out. It doesn't sound good there. I guess there's only really 3 guys that know, and 2 of them can't. Well, one can't talk now, but I know he had some problems in Florida. I hope for the best, man. You just never know, Tom. You know it there.
You just never know, Steve. And the longer this story hangs on, and he's talking about Aaron Hernandez, ex-Florida Gator, tight end now with the New England Patriots, who is, of all reports, there's been an arrest warrant issued for his arrest for obstruction of justice. And it just doesn't look good. If the reports are true, Steve, it just doesn't look good for the young man.
No, and Lord, something might have been involved something down in South Florida down there too, Tom. I don't know.
He's getting sued by a guy that said he shot him in the shoulder and the bullet ricocheted up and ended up in his face. So he's been sued for that.
He lost an eye.
Guy lost an eye over that one. So
doesn't sound good, does it, Tom?
Does not sound good.
But no, that was a good series, and I don't know if he goes. How I remember Lakers and Celtics. There've been some good ones there, with Jordan and all. But I figured Miami would pull it out there. I know people counted them out after, I guess, the second and when they looked so bad. But I think it's still the team to beat there. I know they're already talking about next year. It'd be interesting to hold them together. There, LeBron and them. But on the football there, Tom, what you thinking, man? I tell you, I think Florida. I think they're going to be right there. And I guess the Aggies and Alabama on the other side. Tom, you broke it down yet? I know it's a little early for your picks yet.
We're actually going to break it down next Saturday. We're going to start getting into looking at all football, SEC, ACC, Big 12, Pac-12. What are the other idiot conferences? The Big Ten Conference.
Georgia Southern's coming on, though, aren't they?
The Sun Belt Conference, baby. That's going to be the best conference in football.
I think they're going to come to the Swamp this year. Looking forward to that one.
I'm not looking forward to that one, Steve. I'm going to be honest with you.
And those Hurricanes, man. I'm looking forward to going down there, hang out with you, Jay, and buy you a diet soda for that one, man. Looking forward to that, man.
Buy him half a diet soda, Steve.
Yeah.
Only buy half a diet soda. He'll fill it up full, but you just buy half the diet soda.
Well, I'll get off of here, man, and maybe see you out there today, Tom, man. I'll think about it, buddy.
All right, Steve. We'll see you, buddy.
All right, man. Love the show.
Steve, Umatilla Steve, a star in his own right. We're going to take a break. We come back from break.
We got to talk about Aaron Hernandez a little bit.
We got to talk about Aaron Hernandez. And now that the NBA Finals are over, baseball season, College World Series championship game is set. Championship series is set.
Oh, I thought NBA season's over, so it's NFL off-season arrest season.
Well, it could be that too. Plus, LeBron James. We'll give you our thoughts on LeBron James now that the NBA season's over. We'll do all that next on Buddy Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. Hey, and Mike Duraco revisits the program as well on The Source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal and small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Eat fresh and local and grow or gather what you can. Planting and harvesting a garden is good exercise. It also gets you out in the sun, which lowers rates of depression. The children who learn to swim at an early age hit certain physical and developmental milestones faster than kids who learned later in life. The sleep hormone melatonin also acts as a powerful antioxidant. It will repair damage at the cellular level as long as you get the recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night.
The John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA, Ocala.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by JJ LaSalva. JJ, before we put the NBA Finals to sleep, we have to ask this one question. Are the LeBron haters gone for good?
Absolutely not, Tom. That will never happen. LeBron is one of those guys that just everybody loves to hate. And I think
I like the guy.
Me too.
I don't dislike him. And I'm not a Heat fan. I'm not a basketball fan.
He's a good guy off the court, it seems like. Family dude. He's getting married.
People are still aggravated over the decision.
3 years ago.
That's what's got everybody angry still. Well, that and not one, not two, okay, I understand that. But they're killing him like I saw reports of people. There's a column written in the Atlanta paper about how arrogant he looked when he was holding the 2 trophies on the stage.
God. Aren't you supposed to look arrogant?
He's the MVP.
There he is, right there.
He's right there. That look. They said that was an arrogant look. What that look said to me was, did you expect any less?
Exactly.
Because that's what greatness does. You hold those 2 trophies up to your fans and said, all I'm doing is what I told you I'd do.
Exactly. And he did it with no help this time.
None.
And
the big 3 was the big 1 1/4.
I guess his shoes that said on the inside 2-time champ don't look so stupid now.
No.
But LeBron's always going to be hated. He's always going to be compared to MJ, compared to Kobe, which I think he's going to surpass Kobe.
By the way,
soon.
he has surpassed Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay? And here's why. LeBron James did something on Thursday night that's only been done 2 other times in NBA history. He won back-to-back NBA Finals, back-to-back Finals MVP, and back-to-back regular season MVP. That's only happened twice in the NBA until Thursday night. It was done by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan. Kobe doesn't get to be in that group.
Listen, when
Oscar Robertson in that group.
When
Magic
they're both
Johnson.
28 years old, LeBron's 28 right now. When Kobe was 28 years old, he had one more ring, but they had the three-peat, early 2000s with Shaq. He had 0 MVPs and 0 Finals MVPs. LeBron has 2 Finals, 2 Finals MVPs,
and 4 league MVPs.
Yes. And has a bunch more points than Kobe did, way more assists, blocks, steals.
Think about this. In his 10 seasons in the NBA, he's been on the all-defensive team 5 of the 10 years. He's been an all-star 9 of the 10 years. He's been all-NBA 9 of the 10 years. He has 4 league MVPs. He's got a scoring title. He's got 2 Finals MVPs. He's got 2 Finals championships. He's got 2 gold medals. Everybody says, the gold medals don't count. When you play into June and then you have to go play in the Olympics in July and August, that's pretty much a year-round basketball schedule.
He's the Cavaliers' all-time leading scorer.
He's the Cavaliers' all-time leading scorer.
NBA All-Star Game MVP twice.
That really doesn't matter. I know, but it's hardware. I understand. But that resume stacks up against the greatest. It's not Michael Jordan, and I don't think he'll ever get to Michael Jordan. I think he could easily give him some time. I think if he give him time, he'll end up being the greatest player to play the game.
Yeah.
But I think you'll still have people out there because they're 2 different players.
Yes.
I heard a great analogy the other day. Everybody wants to say it's Michael. He's a combination of Michael and a combination of Magic.
Scottie Pippen too.
And then I heard
a
much better analogy. Somebody said what he is he has the passing ability of Magic Johnson, and he's a shorter Wilt Chamberlain. And when you think about it, the things he can do, how strong he is, and how he can just will his way down low, and that's the thing. If he wanted to, people don't give him credit. I know that little jumper he's getting is going to make him take him over the top.
Exactly.
But if he wanted to, and he works in the offseason, by the way, with Akeem Olajuwon, if he wanted to develop just a low post game at 6'9", 275 pounds, he could become one of the best power forwards ever to play the game. Because he's that strong.
But he realizes, listen, he's getting that shot down. We saw in Game 7, that's what they tested him the most with. Listen, we're going to give you this shot.
And
we're not going to let you get to the
finals.
lane. Exactly. He was just constantly killing those threes.
5 3-pointers, 5 of 6 on 3-pointers in Game 7.
And
that's Battier numbers.
Players like Kobe and Michael later in their careers had to develop certain parts of their game to make themselves get better even though they're getting older. That's what LeBron's doing, I think, with his shot. We know he's not constantly always going to be able to take it to the lane his whole career.
Dwayne Wade has proved that you can't do that.
Exactly. Dwayne Wade has proven that you have to have another part of your game besides slashing to the
And
basket.
Dwayne Wade does not have the jump shot. Okay, let's just go ahead and clear that up.
He did have a good jump shot in Game 7. Everything was going down and dropping for him.
But everybody is.
He doesn't have a 3-point shot.
But the people, and you're right, haters are always going to hate. Haters going to hate.
Yes.
I got that as a screensaver on my computer. Haters going to hate. But will the detractors go away, the ones that say he needed to win this finals to validate the win last year? Those kind of silly statements.
LeBron was 5 of 10 from 3, by the
Was
way.
he 5 of 10? Battier was 5 of 6, I guess.
Battier was 6 of 8.
So, well,
Insane.
insane.
Game 7 record, by the way. I think that 2 titles. Everybody, not everybody, but it's not hard to get 1 title in the NBA. There's players like Dirk that have a title.
I know it's hard to win a title now.
but
Calm down. It's hard to win a title.
just 1 could mean you had a great year.
Think about this.
2 means you know how to get back. You've been there multiple times.
Right.
You're a champion.
Think about this. How difficult it is to get to the finals, what it is to get to the finals 3 years in a row. San Antonio, which we all consider in the last 15 years to be one of the 2 best teams in the NBA with the Lakers.
Right.
They hadn't been in the finals since 2006.
It's 2007. Right.
I thought it was 2006, but 2007. Still, it'd been 6 years.
When they beat LeBron.
Cleveland, that's right. So
It's not like they've
that
been
easy
back.
to get right.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to get to. And Miami did it 3 years in a row. And here's the thing: who are you going to pick to finish above them next year in the East? Even though Indiana showed you that Miami's a small team. In the end, Indiana was still watching the finals from the house.
Right.
Who in the East do you think is going to step up and beat Miami? The answer: nobody.
No. Derrick Rose isn't going to come back and all of a sudden be the greatest player of all time.
No.
That's not going to happen for the Bulls.
So-
the Knicks are still the Knicks.
It's conceivable that they will be there 4 years in a row. And here's where I think everybody will finally leave LeBron alone. Do I think it'll happen this year? No.
If he gets a
If he gets a three-peat,
shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
nothing. Once he gets a three-peat, shut up. Once he gets a three-peat, I don't ever want to hear the word Kobe Bryant come out of somebody's mouth as better than LeBron James.
You don't really hear that as much anymore anyways.
Unless you're with Tom James on any given day.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. But how crazy is that we all agree that he is right now the best basketball player on the planet? And we're sitting here saying, yeah, they're not going to hush until he wins 3 in a row.
Yeah. We can't just accept that he's a great player and enjoy what we're watching. We constantly, they won 2 days ago. And everybody's talking about how they should get rid of Bosch and start fresh. He needs some new players, or he's going to opt out after
All
next
I know
year.
is these players won 2 championships back to back. Ray still got game.
Yeah,
A little
right.
bit. A little bit.
I don't think Ray Allen will be on that team next year. I don't think Bosch is going to be on that team.
I don't think Mike Miller's on that team.
No,
next year.
Haslam.
Now, Haslam will stay.
He might retire.
He may. The only way Haslam's not on the team next year is if he's not in the NBA.
My favorite guy in the Heat's Juwan Howard, how he constantly collects rings from sitting on the pine.
Doing nothing.
Wearing
suits.
Exactly. He doesn't even dress in the uniform. I think that's awesome. I want to get that job. That's what Tracy McGrady wanted so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy McGrady, a Hall of Famer probably, a superstar.
On a 13-man roster, he was the 16th man on the bench.
Yeah. So close to getting that ring.
Yeah, sorry about your luck, T-Mac. We're going to take a break. When we come back,
haven't heard T-Mac in a while.
When we come back, we'll talk about, Mike DeRocco visited the program earlier this week. We'll hear what he had to say about Johnny Manziel and all things college football. Plus, this Aaron Hernandez story keeps getting worse and worse. We'll talk about all that next on Buddy's Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Having the motivation and making the commitment to quit smoking is a great first step towards becoming smoke-free. However, anyone who's tried to quit smoking knows how challenging it can be. Having the determination to quit may not be enough. You may need some help. If you're ready to quit smoking and are between the ages of 18 and 75, currently smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day, and can commit to participating for 24 weeks, you may be interested in a research study which is being conducted to evaluate the use of investigational drugs to see if they can aid individuals in their quest to quit smoking. To help you quit, smoking cessation counseling and all study related medical care will be provided at no extra cost. You may also be reimbursed for your travel time. To receive more information about this study, how you can participate, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala, 352-629-5800. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Howdy folks, RL here to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great new meal. Dairy Queen's now serving 3 different $5 meals. Hot dogs with chili, cheese, slaw, whatever. Quarter pound with cheese loaded up any way you like it. Solid filet chicken tenders. And each meal comes with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $5. You got that right. Nobody beats that deal. A great value and a great meal. So come on down to Dairy Queen at Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
JJ and I having an off-air discussion about LeBron James and where he ranks
and points per game.
Points per game average for his career. It's at 27 point what, JJ?
5.6.
27.56. That puts him behind Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain,
and
that's it for career average. Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain, then LeBron James. Enough said. Speaking of guys who have careers that we envy, Mike Duraco of ESPN Gator Nation stopped by the show earlier this week talking about Johnny Manziel and college football. Here's that interview with Mike Duraco.
ESPN Gator Nation's Michael Duraco, who's probably sitting back there with an umbrella drink somewhere in Jacksonville on the beach, kicking it, just relaxing, watching videos, getting ready to. How many days till football season, Mike?
You know, I don't know that exact number.
Oh, yes, you do. You're lying.
No, I honestly don't. And I love, like, I don't have a problem with people who count it down, but my whole thing is like, look, you know what? June and the first part of July, let's not rush that. Let's enjoy 6 weeks of relaxation.
See, I knew you had an umbrella drink. That's why I said that. I knew it.
No umbrella. How about a lime in it? Let's put it that way.
All right, lime, yeah. One of those two. So, yeah, it's kind of nice when you go at it like you do, and that grind of the daily beat is it takes a lot out of you, today especially. But nonetheless, there are stories. The news never sleeps, Michael. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
And,
I know.
I kind of really like Antonio Morris since I first saw him play. He's got Morrison. He's got a lot of good instincts around the ball. He's physical. He's got reasonable speed, and then he goes and messes up over the weekend. What's the deal with Antonio Morrison?
Well, you know, I was having a talk about this with my kids who were 16 and 14, and we were talking about, look, everybody makes mistakes, everybody does dumb stuff when they're in college. It's just that a lot of time, most of the time, the dumb stuff doesn't, you're not punching a bouncer because you won't get free admission. It's just, I think it was a situation, from what I can understand, that he was out drinking, underage drinking, which, let's not be naive, unfortunately, that happens a ton at Florida among the regular students as well. And he just kind of lost his head there a little bit and did something really stupid. And, he's going to pay for it. And, I mean, it's not I'm not excusing his actions in any way at all, but I just think it was just a stupid thing that happens, unfortunately, more than we'd like to all, admit or whatever, and just a dumb decision. And he'll be disciplined by Will Muschamp, who doesn't really kind of put out there what he does for these guys in terms of discipline. But I don't expect him to miss a game, because there's been instances before where guys have been arrested and they have not missed a game. So I would just expect some off-season discipline, and then he'll be ready for the season opener.
You never really know what people do wrong. It's just because you can't find out. But we have had reports here, according to our producer, saying that he heard they tried to get out of place free, and they wouldn't let him in free, and something happened and ensued. You get a little too much to drink, and then there you go. You get testosterone and bruise together. Not a good thing sometimes.
Well, I mean, you breed aggression into every single football player from the time that you're Pee-wee football player. So and this is not excusing it, but sometimes these guys take it too far, and they can't switch off. And but the best part is, I mean, in terms of just amusement, it's not amusing when anyone gets hit or whatever. But he really tried the "Do you know who I am?" card. I mean, who does that now? I mean, that's
him.
Crazy. Nobody. That never ends well. Never does that end well. If you have to ask, do you know who I am, then it's probably you're not as big as you think you are.
Well, I mean, you don't have to ask. The rest of us have to. So, I mean, you go in places.
I never asked. That's right.
Right this way, Mr. Duraco. We have your table in one of those things. So, let's switch. Did you have a question, Tom?
I just was going to reiterate the fact y'all just did, that in this day and age, if you think you can just walk up to the velvet rope and say, "I'm a UF football player," step aside, that I don't know, what have UF football players done to ingratiate themselves here lately into being the be-all, end-all of Gainesville.
Unless you're Tebow, it ain't working, so there you go.
Right. Well, I mean, Driscoll could probably get away with that because he's starting quarterback, but you're a sophomore middle linebacker that nobody really knows, and that's just not going to work.
Well, you know what? They may know his name next year. I'll tell you, this kid can play.
Well, yeah. I agree with you. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think he's got the chance to be, the next in a long line of some really, really good middle linebackers. Andre Davis, Brandon Seiler, Brandon Spikes, John Bostic, and now I think, Antonio Morrison is going to be the next one.
Yeah. Let's switch gears from Gainesville to College Station.
Okay.
What is Johnny Football doing saying he can't wait to get out of College Station? That's never good.
No, I mean, look, in this day and age with social media and all the attention that brings on you, when you're a big-time college football player in a small town like College Station, you can't go anywhere. Tebow experienced the same thing. He obviously handled it much better than Manziel did. I don't think Tebow couldn't go out and walk around the mall.
Well, Tebow didn't go to bars. Tebow didn't go to bars and things like that. First of all,
well, that's true. That's true. I mean, but he couldn't even go out and get breakfast. Like he couldn't go sit in a McDonald's and wolf down a Big Mac and some fries over there. Being a Heisman Trophy winner, being a college quarterback in the SEC. This is stuff that you have to manage. And, what that shows, honestly, is a huge dose of immaturity on Johnny Manziel's part. He had been off Twitter for a while, and then he came back on Twitter and had been tweeting kind of regularly. But to tweet something like that is really, all you're going to do is alienate your fans. You're going to create issues that you're going to have to address because now, and the first time he's in front of the media, whether it's at SEC Media Days or before practice, you're going to have to address that. Your coach has to address it. Your sports information department has to address it. It really is. You just need to think before you tweet stuff. And I'm sure that he's having some trouble sort of adjusting to being Johnny Manziel, Heisman Trophy winner, but you can't kind of have it both ways. That's a little bit of my complaint with a lot of the college kids. And they're young, so they don't understand it. But you know what? You can't enjoy being the Heisman Trophy winner and show up at parties and bars and all that other stuff and events, big-time events, and have your picture taken and enjoy yourself, and then when things get a little overwhelming, complain about it. You know, you just need to be a little bit more mature than that. And I think that that's really all that was. I'm sure he was just frustrated. You know, I don't know, and I don't think it's been out there what led to that tweet, but I'm pretty sure it was a situation where, you know, he got some unwanted attention somehow, somewhere, you know, and just fired off a stupid tweet and just showed a huge lack of maturity there. And that's something that you kind of hope as he gets older he'll you know, outgrow.
Yeah, you know, I was watching that show with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless that nobody's ever seems to watch. I watched it when he was on the day that Johnny Manziel came on and surprised Bayless. And, you know, the two parts of this were, A, the kid is pretty slick for somebody who's 20 years old. He's got a lot of social skills. I mean, he's kind of cool cat, you know. He's got a little bit of Namath in him, actually. I mean, he's really kind of got a little Namath in him.
That's a really good comparison.
And I saw Namath at that age. You know, at least I didn't see. I saw him when he's 21, 22, 23. Around him a little bit then. And there's a you know, and you think, okay, you want your quarterback to be a little bit like that. But what I got from that was they gushed over him so much. And look, I gush over you, DeRocco, so what can I say, you know? But they gushed over him so much that I think Johnny Manziel thinks that's really how it's going to be for him all the rest of his life. And he thinks that no matter if he plays football or not, he'll be gushed over, and people will love him because he's Johnny Manziel. And that part, and I think it's when he got back to his room and said, I don't like this place. I'm Johnny Manziel. What am I doing here? And said, I want out of College Station, you know? So he kind of is way ahead of himself in one regard and behind in another, you know?
Right, and the interesting thing will be, you know, how does Tebow dealt with more hype, attention, you know, from all walks of life and all aspects, more than anyone ever has in sports, you know, college sports ever has. And nobody handled it better than he did. So, you know, and the best thing about it, too, was that never affected his play on the field.
Yeah.
How does Johnny Manziel handle all this, and how does it affect his play on the field?
Right.
You know, does he work as hard as he did before? Is he the first one in the weight room, the last one to leave? You know, all the things that we loved about Tim, the work ethic, not wanting to lose, and just, you know, his will and desire, you know, is Manziel going to handle this the same way Tim did? And if he can't, well, then, you know, that's going to be a rough year for Texas A&M.
Absolutely.
But if he can, you know, they've got a chance, you know, to win that division and, you know, maybe even play for a national title.
That'd be fun to watch. Mike, I'm out of time. I want to give my producer gave me a note just so you know. 72 days till college football season. So, you know, you got 72 umbrella drinks left, and then you got to go to work, okay?
That's just depressing.
Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mike DeRocco, ESPN Gator Nation.
As Buddy said, that was Mike DeRocco of ESPN Gator Nation. We're going to take a break. When we come back, time to talk about Aaron Hernandez. We'll do that next on Buddy Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
This is a public notice.
Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Beef O'Brady's in Bellevue has something for everyone every day of the week. On Mondays, it's buy one, get one free chicken fajitas with a 2-drink purchase. Tuesday, kids eat free from 4 to 8 p.m. Wednesday night is karaoke night from 7 to 10 p.m. Thursday night is trivia night with me, the Trivianator, from 7 to 9 p.m. Weekday happy hour starts at 3 p.m. But the weekends are just as awesome with happy hour all day, Friday through Sunday. Come and enjoy the outdoor patio and over 20 draft beers, a full liquor bar, homemade pizza, and watch your favorite sports on 25 flat screen TVs. Saturday night features live music from 8 to 11. Bikers are welcome anytime and get 15% off your food if you bring in your helmet. Need to throw a party? Beef O'Brady has you covered with 45-person party room for rent. Beef O'Brady's located at 4496 Southeast 100th Place in Bellevue.
Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA, keeping you in touch with Ocala.
We're back for the final segment of Buddy Saturday Sports Page. And I've tried as long as I can, JJ, but I guess we have to talk about the impending arrest of Aaron Hernandez. Massachusetts authorities are expected to execute an arrest warrant at some point. I don't know when it's going to be, but at some point. For New England Patriots tight end for obstruction of justice in connection with the homicide investigation of Odin. What's his last name? I got it right here.
Greg Oden.
No, it's not Greg Oden. It's not good. Odin Lloyd. And yesterday they did serve a search warrant on a Providence, Rhode Island strip club, Club Desire. Jerry DeSanto, the owner of the club, says, I don't know what they were looking for. I'm not really here all the time. I let Sil take care of that. As a DeSanto, I don't take care of that. I let Paulie and Sil take care of the strip club. Bada bing.
Can we get any more stereotypical with the names of the strip club owner?
Jerry DeSanto. So they were, and Aaron Hernandez was a regular at this club. The owner says he was also a regular at the Cadillac Lounge in Providence, another adult entertainment
He was
club.
on camera, some neighborhood watch video with the murdered person.
Right, with Odin Lloyd hours before he was
and
murdered.
at the strip clubs.
Right. But
and apparently he gives back his cell phone and security cameras in pieces and destroyed to the police. And that's what they're charging him with. Obstruction of justice.
Well, and here's why. Because there are statutes in every state that you cannot knowingly destroy evidence. But here's the problem that I see the police will have. They're saying he knowingly destroyed the surveillance video in his phone and had his house cleaned because the cleaning crew came and scoured his mansion on Monday. Scrubbed. That he did all of that to destroy evidence. But they don't have any evidence that that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Because he destroyed it. It's like the chicken and the egg.
It's not illegal to break your own crap.
It's not illegal to have your own house cleaned.
Yeah. Especially not that.
But it's illegal to do it if you're destroying evidence. But the police can't definitively say that when he destroyed it, there was evidence on it.
They're doing this to get information from him.
Right, because he's not cooperating with
Exactly. Obviously, you don't. Cooperation is not giving your cell phone to them in pieces.
This is an arm twisting tactic.
Right.
Is what this is.
So we're gonna find out which one of his buddies killed him. I don't think Aaron Hernandez did it, but I think he knows who did it. I think he was involved in it. I think he's gonna go to prison for a long time because of it. And I don't think he's probably gonna play in the NFL again.
That's pretty steep opinion there, JJ.
Hey, this looks really, really, really shady.
Well, let me remind
This is
everyone.
worse than the Ray Lewis thing almost. I mean,
To me, it's almost the exact same thing. It's shady.
yeah.
Ray was telling people, talk and see what I do
Yeah.
to you. Okay? He intimidated some women that were in the limousine with
Right.
him, so I think that's
Yeah,
what...
well, you know what's weird about this is he shot someone in the face prior to
No, he
this.
didn't. Shot him in the shoulder, and it ricocheted up
Right.
into their face and took his eye out. And no police report was
Right.
made.
This is in the state of Florida this happened. I've lived in this state my whole life. I just assumed if you shoot somebody, usually police are involved. But they weren't.
I always thought police were involved if you shot somebody. Unless you're watching that show on Fox, Mob Doctor, where they take you to the special doctor.
Exactly.
I don't understand how that works. Although, there are some illegal medical clinics and all that are run in Miami. So, and this is where it
Well,
happened.
the man lost his eye.
Right. He may have been why he lost
And
his eye.
so
with
this
one
is
of those-
becoming a civil suit now.
Right, he's suing him in civil court. And there was a incident where he was questioned in the shooting of two people in Gainesville in 2007. It's now come out while he was a member of the Florida Gator football team. So
He's a mess.
the track record here is not good. But I think they're going to have a hard time prosecuting him for obstruction of justice without knowing what he destroyed.
That's why they're going to have to get other people to talk. And roll over on him, or he's going to have to roll over on somebody else.
Rollover being the term of snitching or
Correct.
telling about what's going on.
So we'll see. This is definitely the most intriguing story in the NFL since the Tebow situation. He's a Gator, so
By the
people
way-
around here don't like that, but it's pretty interesting.
By the way, and you thought Tebow was going to be the zoo in New England.
Oh, my God.
You thought Tebow would be
Belichick's
the
like,
circus.
damn, I brought this guy in to be, a good person for the team. This is not something that usually comes out of Patriots camp.
No.
You would think Gronk dancing on a hurt ankle would be the worst
After he lost the
possibility.
Super Bowl.
Right. The worst thing out of Patriots camp. But this is very unlike a Bill Belichick team to have somebody doing this.
What I don't understand is they've got the arrest warrant. And they'll get to arrest it. They'll get around to arrest
Yeah.
him eventually.
I mean, it's been 2 days since we've been talking about that there is a warrant for his arrest.
Right. If there was a warrant
Can they
for
not
our,
find him?
If there
I
was
mean,
a warrant
he's
for
on
our
camera.
arrest. No, he was with his lawyer last night walking into his house.
Saw that.
They filmed him.
With his muscle milk shirt hat on.
The people that had fired him
Yeah,
earlier in the
earlier
day.
in the day.
So, still a lot to be told about that. We'll keep following that. We'll keep bringing you updates on Aaron Hernandez and his impending arrest. Switch gears real quick. Oregon State loses last night 4-1 to Mississippi State. Mississippi State makes its first appearance in the College World Series final game.
ACC versus...
No, it's not ACC.
Is UCLA in it?
UCLA beat North Carolina last night.
It's a shame.
So Mississippi State wins 51 games, most wins in the school history. They're in the final series to play UCLA Bruins, who knocked off the number 1 overall seed, North Carolina, last night. A number 1 seed has not won the College World Series, JJ. Oh, my glasses just broke. Look at that. That's wonderful.
This is 1999 Miami Hurricanes.
Miami Hurricanes, the last time a number 1 overall seed won a national championship. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the College World Series always, and the game has gotten better. College baseball has gotten better. I've watched a couple games this year, and the bats have gotten dead enough now where it's like hitting with wood bats.
Exactly.
It's become a better game. It still says
I don't know why
ping.
they don't just switch it up.
Still says ping, but it's a better game. Well, they don't want to switch it up because of the money it would cost to broken bats and stuff. This is what they say. I don't believe that.
Neither do I. Because those aluminum bats aren't exactly cheap.
No. So, Oregon State loses to Mississippi State, sets up a final of the UCLA Bruins and the Mississippi State Bulldogs for the College World Series. And if Mississippi State wins, I'm gonna start agreeing with everybody. You should just hate the SEC.
Yes.
If you're not in the SEC, you should just hate the SEC.
When you're winning in baseball too,
Because they're winning football, they're winning basketball, they're winning baseball, the men's track and field, women's track and field, swimming. If you're not in the SEC, you're just
a loser.
Yeah. Everybody talks about we should have super conferences. We have one. It's called the SEC. And if they win in baseball, it's just ridiculous.
There's two super conferences, the West and the East.
Exactly. One is headed up by Alabama. The other is a conglomeration of who wants to be the best. Right now, I think it's Georgia.
We will see.
So, I don't have anything for Are You Kidding Me? I got nothing.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
You don't have an Are You Kidding Me?
I got nothing, folks. Are you kidding me? And all this week of sports, I got nothing I can be angry about. But are you kidding me? Last night, Angel Hernandez again with a blown call. He gets it wrong by calling it a foul. He goes and gets help, gets it right by them saying, no, he missed the ball, struck out. But how can a first base umpire, a second base umpire, a third base umpire see whether the ball was foul tipped or not from that far away when it sounded like a foul tip? You called it a foul tip. And then when Buck Showalter comes out to argue, you don't even give him that long to argue, and then you throw him out? Are you kidding me? Angel Hernandez needs to get his ego in check. He's the Joey Crawford of the major leagues. You kidding me? I like, though, that Buck Showalter threw all the umpires out of the game, though, once he got thrown out. That was great. Remind me of Earl Weaver, the old Orioles manager, used to do stuff like that. Hey, for JJ LaSalva, I'm Tom Schmidt saying have a great weekend, everybody.